They're off in the Grade 1 Bar 1 Racing Hatton's Grace Hurdle, the €120,000 highlight of the Fairyhouse Winter Festival. And it's Darver Star disputing it early with Ashdale Bob being followed by Saldeer, tracked by Honeysuckle, making her eagerly anticipated season return and final Fairyhouse appearance, where she's 7 from 7. Few lengths in front of Teahupoo and Classical Dream next, and then Sard de Burley and dropped in as Echoes and Rain over the first of their 10 flights. And it's Ashdale Bob cutting out the running from Darver Star, followed by Saldeer, Honeysuckle. Teahupoo next on the inside of Classical Dream with the final couple. Approaching the straight, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain. Ashdale Bob has built up a lead of 3 to 4 lengths. Coming round the bend for flights 2 and 3. Leads in the first time Darver Star. Got as close to Honeysuckle as anyone in the 2020 Leopardstown champion. On to the second, Ashdale Bob out in front of the field from Darver Star, right of centre, and then Saldeer, Honeysuckle, Teahupoo next, and then Classical Dream, Sard de Burley, and Echoes and Rain. No significant changes, heading for flight number 3, and the final flight next time, and it's Ashdale Bob and Sean O'Keefe out in front of Saldeer, Danny Mullins. In third place is Darver Star and Keith Donahue, being followed by Honeysuckle and Rachael Blackmore, just fourth from Teahupoo and Jack Kennedy. 2 lengths to 6-time Grade 1 winner Classical Dream under Paul Townend, and then Sard de Burley, Davy Russell with the back marker. With the circuit to go, Echoes and Rain and Patrick Mullins. 7 flights left to jump. Round the bend they go away from the stands. Ashdale Bob upholds a 3 to 4 length advantage over Saldeer and Darver Star. A clear running fourth is Honeysuckle, the dual champion hurdler in her bid for an historic 4th straight Hatton's Grace. It's followed uphill by Teahupoo, Classical Dream, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain. Still a few changes as they go away from that 4th flight. Ashdale Bob continues at the head, leads Darver Star, Saldeer in between them, followed by Honeysuckle. Break of a few lengths to Teahupoo, Classical Dream, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain. Flight number 5 just outside halfway. Ashdale Bob with a slightly reduced advantage over Darver Star and Saldeer, followed by Honeysuckle, then Classical Dream, who's in pursuit of the odds-on favourite, and then Teahupoo, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain remains last of the 8. At the halfway stage, 5 flights left to jump. Ashdale Bob gathered in by Darver Star. Dropping 2 lengths off them in the third place, Saldeer, who's followed by Honeysuckle, who's been 4th pretty much from the outset. And then Teahupoo, Classical Dream, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain still taking a hold at the back of the field. They go downhill to the final mile with 5 flights to jump. Ashdale Bob the leader from Darver Star. In third is Saldeer and 4th is Honeysuckle as they jump this flight a mile from the finish, where Ashdale Bob made a mistake. Darver Star on the outside, followed by Saldeer, then Honeysuckle, Teahupoo, Classical Dream with the final couple, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain. Still little or no changes from first to last, 7 furlongs to go and 4 flights to jump. And the Bar 1 Racing Hatton's Grace Grade 1 hurdle. Making the run towards the 4th last flight, and it's Ashdale Bob yet to be ahead of Darver Star within half a length. Stepping on their lead to 3 to 4 lengths over Saldeer and Honeysuckle, then Teahupoo, Classical Dream, Sard de Burley and Echoes and Rain. They've 3 to jump. 6 furlongs to go. Ashdale Bob and Darver Star 1 and 2 as Honeysuckle moves after them on the outside of Saldeer, who's dropped a place to 4th, and Classical Dream. Next is Teahupoo, ridden alongside de Burley, and the back marker continues to be Echoes and Rain. They come to the 3rd last flight. Little between Darver Star on the outside of Ashdale Bob. They're over together. Honeysuckle landed in 3rd. Next is Saldeer with Classical Dream right in behind them and closing ahead of stable companion Echoes and Rain. Then Teahupoo struggling badly as Sard de Burley. They run the home turn. 2 flights left to jump. Ashdale Bob re-establishes a couple of lengths lead, but coming fast and furious is Honeysuckle in cruise control. 1 off the rail, Darver Star on the outside. They're followed by Classical Dream, Saldeer, Teahupoo as they head for the 2nd last. Ashdale Bob picked off by Honeysuckle. Couple of lengths to Classical Dream. They're followed by Teahupoo, the second last. Honeysuckle over in front. On the run of the final flight, a followers Echoes and Rain, and it's Honeysuckle chased to the final flight by Classical Dream. Teahupoo's quickening up on the outside. Honeysuckle's been headed inside the final 150 yards. Classical Dream and Teahupoo go by. Honeysuckle going to the line. Teahupoo on the near side of Classical Dream. Honeysuckle is beaten for the first time in her life. A long way clear of Ashdale Bobstar de Burleigh. Saldier Darver Star is the only other finisher as Teahupoo wins the Bar 1 Racing Hatton's Grace Hurdle. What an afternoon for Jack Kennedy and Gordon Elliott. What a season, in fact.
Well, a good day has got even better for this man, Gordon Elliott. Gordon, Teahupoo has sprung a surprise in the Hatton's Grace Hurdle. I know you didn't expect to beat Honeysuckle, but give us your thoughts on what was a serious performance from your horse.
I just absolutely delighted with him, Gary. You know, he was a very good horse early yesterday. We ran him last year. We ran him on good ground a couple of times and it just didn't happen, but good performance.
What were your thoughts watching the race? He was out the back early on. Were you expecting him to produce a finish like that?
I thought Jack gave him a lovely ride. Look, the plan was to hunt around and ride for a bit of prize money. Thought turning in would be third or fourth. Back to the second last says, we was squeak here. And Jack was brilliant on him, you know.
What went wrong after he won the Red Mills Hurdle last season? Because we didn't see the real
No, we ran him. I'd say we ran him on good ground. And ground, I think, Gary, maybe. Or maybe he just flattened out. But we're putting it down to the ground at the moment, so we'll see what happens.
That opens up plenty more doors for you now. What are your initial thoughts about where we might see you next?
I'm not exactly sure where we'll go next, but I'd like to go somewhere on soft ground again.
And there aren't too many races over that intermediate sort of distance. Would you be more inclined to go up to 3 miles or back down to 2 with this guy? Or is he versatile?
Probably up, I'd say, if I'm being honest, you know. But look, that was a good performance today. We'll enjoy it and we'll see who we go from that.
This fixture's been very kind to you over the years. Where does today rank?
Brilliant, yeah. Look, with 3 winners today, 3 winners yesterday. Just short-headed for 3 grade 1s, but listen, wonderful day.
Thanks, Gordon. Cheers.
Thanks, Gary.
Quick word with Jack Kennedy, who's had some afternoon here. Jack, 2 grade 1s in the bag. Just tell us about that performance from Teahupoo. You're the man who's brought Honeysuckle's record to an end.
Yeah, no, delighted with him. He done it very well. He'll come on from the run as well. It's kind of just riding him to run well and hopefully run into place and turn into the straight. I was thinking he's after running a lovely race. He'll be the second or third and just all fell into place. He kept finding and done it well, yeah.
What realistically were your expectations coming here today? I'm sure you didn't expect to beat Honeysuckle, but did you think he might be placed?
Yeah, like he's a good horse, but we knew he'd come on from it, so we were hoping he'd just run a nice race and run into place. But no, he's went and done it well, yeah.
Last season ended on a real downer for this horse with a couple of almost inexplicably bad runs. Yeah. I mean, could you ever put your finger on it? Is he back to where he was now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he loves that ground and 2.5 miles. So yeah, no, I'm delighted with him. Yeah.
Do you think there's every chance he'll go on and show that there was no fluke about this?
I think he can. Yeah, I think he's going to come on from the run. So. Sorry, my nephew in the background there. Yeah. Hopefully he'll back it up, and I'm sure he will. Yeah.
Give us a word about Mighty Potter. How much of a thrill was that riding him today?
He was class. He's a real proper horse. Would have loved a stronger gallop on him, but. He went and done it anyway and done it well, yeah.
To do that after what in effect was a bit of a solo round down Royal with some performance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How good could he be?
I think that made a job of him, you know, helped him grow up a little bit, have to go and do it himself. So, yeah, he's still a baby though, like he's there when he's in front, he's kind of looking around and taking his eye off the ball, but when you let him on and he sticks his head out, he goes and does it then, yeah.
It's been some season for you up to this point. I guess the idea now is just to keep it going, is it?
Yeah, hopefully try and stay in one piece. I'm after going one better than my best ever season winners wise there now, so long may it last. Yeah.
There you go. And Jack, yeah. Well, great day.
Thanks a million.
Well, we're here in the parade ring after the Hatton's Grace Hurdle. Kenny Alexander, owner of the Mighty Honeysuckle, is with us now. Kenny, your unbelievable record has finally come to an end. What's your initial thoughts? It all seemed to be going according to plan going to 2
Yeah, it seemed to be business as usual, but I'm just saying there, they all get beat in the end, unfortunately, and she's been beaten. But she ran her heart out. I don't know. I haven't seen the steward's inquiry from Henry. She seemed to be going as good as ever, and then she just sort of emptied, gone over the last, and she's been beaten. But she's like doesn't take anything away from what she's taken me to races competing in races and winning races, I never ever would dream to do. So, but today it just wasn't to be, and yeah, like that's that. Life goes on, you know. We'll kick on. And I said to Henry before, just after that she got chinned, I said in the paper, he's a genius. I said, you're still a genius. You're just not as much a genius as you were earlier this week. But yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, but Jesus, life goes on. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Katie, there was such anticipation coming here today. Could you feel that? Obviously, it's due to be her final season, and I suppose what Constitution Hill's been doing as well.
Yeah,
did you feel that coming here today?
Well, yeah, and then when the race finished, it was like a hush, you know. I think everybody wanted to see her win. Yeah, it was a bit strange, really. But she didn't do it.
She did get a lovely reception when she came back to the number 3 spot nonetheless.
Yeah, she got a great reception, and she's a superstar, and she's been doing it for years and years. Who knows? Maybe time's caught up. Who knows? But she's only been meeting once, and Henry's the governor. If he wants to keep going, we'll go. If he wants to take on Constitution Hill, we'll take him on. If he wants to stop it, I'll say stop it. He's been unbelievable with this horse, and he's an unbelievable bloke. And Rachael has been fantastic with her, and but today it wasn't to be, and that's life.
Do you think that's a decision for another day? You're not going to rush to any decisions after that?
No. I'll go up and have a few more drinks, and then I'll sleep on it. I won't even sleep on it. It's up to Henry. I don't think it is, actually. I think she'll finish third in the Hatton's Grace. But I do want to get her out safe and sound. I want to get her out safe and sound because she deserves that. So it's up to Henry. If Henry says in 10 minutes' time, that's it. If Henry says we go again. He's the governor. He's in charge, and we'll see where we end up. But it was really sad, you know. All these people turned up. It would have been a great occasion. I really wanted to win for Henry, really, but it wasn't to be. But that's it. You know.
That's it. Yeah. Kenny, you're a good sport for having a word with us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
You look after yourself.
Appreciate it.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.